Welcome back to Right Guard NBA Fast Break.
With the Hornets lost, the Spurs can take over first place in the division. The Sixers in the way. There's Tony Parker getting ready to do his thing. Spurs come out red hot in the first period. Matt Bonner stroking the tray. How about Tony Parker, see me, three me, and Roger Mason's really been uplifting his game. Spurs 8 of 9 3-pointers and score season high 40 points in the first quarter. But the Spurs blew a 21-point lead. Tied at 81 here. 2.9 seconds left, Mason.
This guy is my most improved player in the NBA this year. Really playing big-time basketball for the Spurs.
It got really competitive in the fourth. Tied at 104. Manu Ginobili.
Good things happen when you attack the rim.
Sixers would answer, though. Andre Iguodala. You know he can do this. Two hands just to be sure. We're tied at 106. Still tied with 20 seconds left. Manu Ginobili is going to tip the Andre Miller pass, and Spurs come up with the steal. Ensuing possession. 10 seconds left. Tony Parker.
Gets to the
Ginobili.
basket. Kicks it out to Manu. Tony gets off the rebound over the right shoulder.
At the buzzer. 15-footer at the buzzer. How about that being clutch? How about him being a closer?
Well, he understood the time and turned and shot.
Spurs beat the buzzer and they get the win, 108-106.
I say it over and over again. Darren Williams and Chris Paul are more talented. When you talk about best, let's go accomplishments. Tony Parker's my best point guard in the game.
And he's got a ring, too.
He's got more than one.
He's got three. Yeah. And with that shot that he hit on Saturday night, giving the Spurs their 7th win in their last 8 games, and with New Orleans losing, they take over first place in the Southwest Division. And take a look at the Western Conference standings. Of course, the Lakers, the creme de la creme right now, but the Spurs moving on up. The Hornets now in 3rd place. The Nuggets right there in 4th. Don't count them out. The Mavericks are kind of hot. But Nancy, I want you to tell me right now in your 24-second shot clock, who's the biggest threat to the Lakers out west?
It would be the Spurs because they play great defense. They have a Hall of Fame coach in Coach Popovich. They have veteran leadership with Parker and with Tim Duncan. I like the fact that with the injuries, they were able to develop George Hill and Mason, and more importantly, 21 of their last 47 games are against sub-500 teams, a favorable schedule. I made the clock.
You hear this a lot in boxing. Styles make fights. So I'm going to pick the toughest coach in the NBA and his team, a team that's not even on the top 8 right now, the Utah Jazz. That's right. They have Darren Williams, one of the top point guards in the game. They will get Carlos Boozer back from injury. He's a 2010 guy. And while these guys are out, they were able to develop other guys because Sloan has a system. Cross picks, down picks, flex. Tough basketball. C.J. Miles, Brewer. Then you got Andre Karolinko. Mehmet Okur's a 3-point shooting big man. Millsap has been playing big-time basketball. When they get healthy, watch out for the Jazz.
All right, it should be a violation because you went over your 24 seconds, but I like it. Both of those teams got one thing in common. They got veteran leadership, and they got a good coach on their sidelines right now. But watch out for the Denver Nuggets with that Chauncey Billups in that lineup as well. How about the Houston Rockets? A big disappointment somewhat this season, taking on the Hawks after having their 6-game winning streak snapped last night. The Hawks back at home where they're playing very well. T-Mac, Ron Artest not playing this game. T-Mac with a knee, Ron Artest with an ankle. Shane Battier also out of this game. We're tied at 96 here. Check out Josh Smith.
Oh, my goodness. When you don't box the guy out like that who has hops, you're in trouble.
Ensuing Rockets possession, Bibby to steal. Joe Johnson finds Smith.
When you talk about size, athleticism, and speed, there's LeBron James for me, then there's Josh Smith.
Atlanta's up 4, but the Rockets coming back down by 2. Ray for Austin to steal. Vaughn away for the layup, away for 17 points. We're tied at 100. And let's go back to Friday night. Isaiah Center, Vince Carter. You know what he did? Team down by 1, big 3 from nearly half court, snapping Atlanta's 6-game winning streak. What would happen tonight? On this night, as you see the form from Vince Carter, who stroked it perfectly. 5 seconds to play. We're tied at 100. Who's going to be the big man tonight for the Hawks? That man, Mike Bibby. He did it so well in Sacramento, doing it right now in Atlanta.
One of the best 3-point shooting point guards in the game.
Bibby, 13 points of the game, does his Vince Carter impersonation right there. Hawks hang on to win 103-100. So it's the 13th win in their last 14 home games for the Hawks, who shot a season-high 59% from the field. A lot of expectations for this Houston Rockets team when they brought in Ron Artest, but for some reason, you're not feeling the Rockets this season.
I really like the Rockets, especially when I'm playing PlayStation or Nintendo. But in real life, there's a lot of cohesion that needs to be gotten to come out of the Western Conference and to even advance. and they just don't have it with the injuries, with the styles of play. Are they an inside team with Yao Ming leading the charge? Are they a perimeter-oriented team? Tracy McGrady's the guy that's going to have the ball the last seconds of the game. He's averaging 15 points, his lowest in a handful of years. This is a guy that's led the league in scoring. Ron Artest went from being a starter to coming off the bench. I really just don't see these guys being a serious contender in the West.
I think that they're a pretty good team. I really thought they overachieved a lot with the injuries early. When you can't get a flow, you mentioned Battier was out. You also mentioned the fact that McGrady's been out with his knee injury, Ron Artest with his ankle. Rick Adelman is a great coach with a great system, and I really see the Rockets being a contending team in the West. When it's all said and done and everyone's healthy, I think they're going to be okay.
And that's the key. Injuries have been pivotal. T-Mac has missed his 9th game on Saturday night. With both he and Yao in the lineup, the Rockets win 67% of their games. Still got a lot to do here on NBA Fast Break. When we roll back, wait till you see what Kevin Martin did off the bench in Indy. Or was it enough to keep pace with the Pacers? Do the safe thing. Keep it locked.